Welcome. This is for cybersecurity officers to get familiar with a software solution called OTbase, built by Ralph Langner, the man who cracked Stuxnet, the virus that destroyed an Iranian nuclear plant in 2010. Basically, cybersecurity officers should see if OTbase can help them attain holistic visibility over all assets, including legacy assets, which is a challenge for Philippine entities heavily populated with operational technology, or OT assets. In this video, we will go over what many are doing today to achieve visibility, how legacy assets contribute to risk, and cover why threat detection solutions fall short in asset inventory. We will also cover everything needed in holistic visibility for resilient OT security and cover some negative outcomes operation teams experience when they don't have the holistic visibility they need. Then we will talk about the 3 main benefits OTbase renders, and lastly, getting to the first step in seeing if OTbase really improves your visibility to achieve resilient OT security, and if needed for compliance. Unfortunately, in many cases, Filipino OT teams are using stacks of visibility solutions that don't deliver legacy assets needed for proven OT security. Today, threat detection platforms are being sold to Filipinos as if they are full asset inventory solutions, which they are not because they can't be, and it is really because their main focus is threat detection, having to use passive network monitoring that is always on. Yes, I am talking about the big giants like Dragos, Nozomi, Claroti, or even Aramis. In many cases, passive network monitoring is being presented as if it provides full coverage, when it doesn't because they are pretty much blind when there is no traffic on the net. And hybrid approaches are being offered as a quick solution, as if merging 2 methods somehow make better to efficiently strengthen OT security, and this too doesn't work. A lot of dashboards are also popping up. That display full of unknowns, inconsistencies, and offers conditional data that looks believable, but again will easily leave a cybersecurity officer not making the cut in compliance with still too many blind spots or ghost assets to deal with. Cybersecurity officers are only able to develop visibility over 70 to 80% of their total assets because much of the operations are built with legacy devices that these giants cannot seem to discover. Don't be a victim of your phantom killers hiding in these blind spots, as these ghost devices can cost an operations hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Wouldn't it be nice if you can prove and also show that you have better visibility, proven by increasing the number of devices discovered using OTbase? And wouldn't you have a better chance making your OT security more resilient, seeing and knowing all you have? Here is something to cross-reference. In the 2024 Integrated and SEC 17A reports, the statements of large entities heavily populated with operational technology indicated that their biggest challenge is discovering their legacy OT devices. This is the cause of the low 70 to 80% visibility they seem to be stuck with today, which seems workable but time-consuming, labor-intensive, and impossible to completely secure. And for the daily operations, this inevitably produces a huge amount of waste like stack loss or spoiled tuna everyone seems to accept as normal for production. A waste OTbase can surely minimize if it is able to expose the ghost OT devices and through this gain a true ROI. OTbase might even be able to get you visibility up 98 to 100% in a very short time, as it is known to do very well when discovering legacy assets that are normally difficult to reach, and you don't need to turn anything off to do discovery, and no downtime or reboots are necessary, so you can start using OTbase right away. In any case, for quite some time, many have been using threat detection solutions for asset inventory, who are again the big giants like Clarity, Nozomi, and Dragos, and have been working hard with these vendor teams to overcome this issue. Shouldn't reports be different by now? Shouldn't this tell you they fall short, and if you take the time to study why, you'll find out the science simply does not permit it. They are excellent and critically required for alerting and stopping cyber attacks, but for asset inventory, it's a big no. For OTbase, though, it is known reach device is difficult to discover, and it is by far the only application capable of telling you exactly what you have so you can apply the right security safeguards and standards as needed, which should be administrative, physical, and technical. OTbase is complementary and not competitive when used for the foundation of an operation's OT asset management and security. OTbase will tell you where you need to place threat detection, like Dragos or Nozomi, but also tell where it is not needed, which is another savings benefit that OTbase makes happen. A holistic asset inventory contextualized with metadata pertinent for OT security is necessary for resilience. To make asset inventory foundational, lots of metadata is needed that includes, but is not limited to, all legacy assets and all hardware assets that cover every device, every server, and workstation, as well as all network equipment. Plus, OT devices like PLCs, RTUs, IEDs, DCS components, relays, controllers, sensors, actuators, right down to make, model, serial number, physical location, geolocation, if applicable. Also, all software assets, operating systems, applications, firmware versions, patches installed, licenses. Plus, network topology, connections, segments, air-gapped parts, data flows, protocols used, and criticality classification, like which assets are crown jewels, which are safety-related or business-critical. Ownership and accountability, too. Who's responsible for each asset? And configuration details, baselines, settings, backplanes, I/O modules, engineering data. Even vulnerability status such as known CVEs or end-of-life or end-of-support items. And dependencies, physical, logical, power, communication dependencies between assets. Understand that not being able to report all legacy assets means holes in security and compliance. It's a good thing OTbase is designed to be used on production sites, so again, no reboots or downtime needed when using OTbase, and no sensors even. OTbase maintains asset inventory in real time and updates continuously. It is always ready for audits or reporting and integrates into risk management and incident response plans as part of the system. This is where OTbase shines, because it is the only solution that can do all this holistically, effectively, and efficiently, making every operation look like they are trying to nail Jell-O to a tree when using anything else. What can happen when you don't have holistic visibility over your operations and have blind spots with phantom killers? Thousands of cans of tuna can spoil simply because a ghost retort controller drifts 0.5%, and where no one sees it and no one catches it. Or if your biomass boiler overfires all day because a rogue sensor is dead, and stack loss turns your waste into cash you'll never get to see. Or if ammonia leaks into the packing hall because an unknown compressor relay trips, requiring the whole floor to be emptied and a day gone. Conveyor belts can jam, then fish rot, because someone from outside hits a forgotten VFD with the factory password. Or the fridge room can go dark for hours from a ghost RTU, where canned goods can warm up, and all you get is a headline tomorrow morning. All these things happen when the blind spot wakes up, and your phantom killers silently strike. Hundreds of thousands of pesos can be lost in a week, or millions lost in a month. Security, safety, and savings. OTbase boosts Homeland Security because it eliminates operations blind spots and has a comprehensive approach for managing vulnerabilities and prioritizing them. Obsolescence and audit management are also included in the suite in OTbase. For safety, all asset information necessary for security is at fingertip reach with OTbase, eliminating the need to go through difficult and unsafe areas just to get or verify asset information. And OTbase provides savings too because it eliminates ghost and rogue devices, which averagely account for 40 to 60% of hidden waste like stack losses or scrap waste that OTbase can turn into profit. So, try use OTbase so there will be no more guessing, and get more done sitting at your station, seeing everything humming on the operation floor, and know everything about every asset. But without getting too far ahead, first get proof that OTbase truly improves your visibility. You must discover more devices to increase the number of devices in an operation's original asset inventory to show improvement. It only takes minutes to discover thousands of devices in a network. This is the proof of concept where there is no cost for the product but may have associated consultation fees. To do this POC, get authorization from your OTbase representative to download OTbase Discovery and install it into a laptop or PC. Then connect the system to a network switch to use the software to discover all devices and networks associated with that particular switch. Attaining a higher count in asset inventory will only prove that OTbase is necessary even simply just from a visibility perspective, but really important to have for savings, safety, and resilient OT security that contributes to Philippine Homeland Security. You can test OTbase in a control room, as it is low risk, but will have a high impact even if OTbase just discovers 5 more devices in that room. Some large conglomerate enterprises in the Philippines are really necessary for the Philippine people to live, and can easily be designated as a Critical Information Infrastructure, CII, under the new Department of Energy Cybersecurity, Circular DC-2025-01-0001. It requires CIIs to appoint a cybersecurity officer hired or designated to ensure the requirements of the Department of Energy Cybersecurity Assessment Form, or CAF, plus the Cybersecurity Resilience Scorecard, or CRS, are complete and always ready for submission if ever the DOE requests for it. The CAF plus the CRS completes the audit report needed to be submitted for compliance. If in the event meeting this law is required, OTbase encapsulates all the metadata needed to submit a complete audit report. So with OTbase, you are covered and can meet the deadline for compliance on April 30th, provided you get started soon with discovery. Once discovery proves OTbase is needed, the next phase is OTbase inventory, which is the part where all assets get contextualized with metadata. This is the part where the licenses cost per device, and where the cost is determined from the total count of devices discovered. This will be the next phase of the POC, which incorporates a fee for structuring the full enterprise installation for the operations. Maximum days allotted is 60 days, followed by a purchase order to buy and a contract for the extent of time. So, if you are heavily populated with operational technology, and legacy assets are a challenge to get on asset inventory, or if you need to meet compliance to the new DOE law because you are designated a CII, give OTbase a try simply to see if it becomes a game changer for you. Thank you for watching. Please email Jerry Dumatall at jerry@dumatech.com and get authorization to download and explore OTbase.